It's really weird. Everything's kind of strange and all kinds of random ass crap. So the first part of my YouTube this morning is going to look kind of stupid. First 4 minutes of it, but there we go. I even spelled it wrong. Hypocrisy is spelled way wrong. Oh my God. I just realized that. It's nuts. And of course, it's fine. People are going to call me on it. They're like, I knew it the moment I looked at it. I believe it should be that one. Oh yeah, I spelled that way wrong. Oops. I'm going to fix that real quick. Yeah, God, that's horrible. I just botched that ridiculously. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee with Rich, right? Coffee with Rich. We're having coffee together. We're a morning show. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about a couple things that has been going on, and the garbage that I'm seeing out there right now, especially when it comes to this Kyle Rittenhouse thing. I apologize if the screen gets kind of weird and gets brighter, darker, or whatnot. There's clouds in the sky and stuff, and my window's slightly open, and as you can tell behind me, I haven't done laundry, so it's a mess. But anyway, so today, I'm almost ashamed now to put up the next graphic that comes up, which is that one because I spelled that wrong. So anyway, so hypocrisy. I never call people out on their spelling. Why? Because that would be hypocritic. That would be me being a hypocrite for calling people out on their spelling, because I can't spell worth a damn. I really can't. Hey, Super Davis here. But anyway, I'm gonna call. I have a problem with what's going on with stuff. So I'm not even gonna play the intro at this point. This show has started off as an absolute off the rails. So we're just going to have to turn around and just go with it from here. We're just going to have to roll down the track as we went off the rails. So anyway, so hypocrites. So if you paid attention to Facebook at all in the last couple days, because of course a lot of people talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, right? And it has brought out some of the worst in the hypocrites of people. In fact, today I saw somebody that posted a picture of saying that the people, like Rosenbaum, didn't get justice. This is the same person that, like, I don't remember what it was, like 4 or 5 years ago, I think 6 years ago. I can't quite remember. I think it was about 5 years ago. Said that the only good pedophile is a dead one. Rosenbaum was a pedophile, but Rosenbaum didn't get justice. Yeah, that's called being a hypocrite. And real quick, because some of you that are watching may have not kept up to date with anything going on in the Rittenhouse trial. One of the biggest common pieces of misinformation. The worst part is the people that are. This is another a load of hypocrisy. The people that were screaming misinformation, you can't spread misinformation, and you can't, are the same people that keep pushing the narrative that Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines with a rifle. And that would be incorrect. No, he didn't. He did not cross state lines with a rifle. So that's misinformation. You're spreading it. It's whatever. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that graphic so that way you can bask in the glory of all my dirty laundry behind me that I haven't gotten rid of. But yeah, it's like you can't do misinformation. Misinformation is bad. But yeah, y'all touting that Don Lemon bullshit all day long. I mean, seriously. The worst part is some of y'all's arguments about this whole case is the same crap that he's spewing over there. And then some of you on the other side of the argument just spewing whatever the hell Fox News throws at you. And it's like, wow, people, nobody actually, and the worst part is people sit there and go, I do research on my own. No, you don't. Y'all need to stop. For those of you that keep going, I research this myself and I come up with my own opinion. When you research websites and stuff like that are in a specific leaning side of the political spectrum, you're not researching anything for yourself and you're not giving it your own opinion. You are literally telling people what they want you to tell them. It's bad enough that a lot of people have been putting up the whole thing about like the sheep images. And all these people, they'll show, like the common meme out there is the pasture of sheep that all have mega hats on them. And look at the sheep. The problem is that y'all that are doing that are also the sheep. Okay. Both sides of you are a bunch of sheep, period. And the bad part about it is the hypocrisy is real. It is unbelievably real. People like to say it's not real. I'm not being a hypocrite. Yeah, you are. And like I said, the three people involved in a circle back, because now I'm going to pull a Jen Psaki here and I'm going to circle back now. Let me break this down to you. Okay. People have said the three people didn't get their day in court. Horseshit. Yes, they did. Three of them. One of them is a child molester. The other one, multiple counts of spousal abuse, convicted. The other one, multiple gun charges, assault and battery charges, robbery, burglary, had felonies on his record, had a handgun on him. Why is nobody complaining about that? Everybody's sitting here bitching that Kyle Rittenhouse at the age of 17 had a firearm in his hand that he didn't buy, that legally in the state of Wisconsin, somebody else can purchase it who's above the age of 18 and allow someone else to use it. It doesn't matter where they got the money from. But it was somebody at the age of 18 that bought it and gave it to somebody else. Now, understand, legally, that means that person who gave Kyle the weapon is legally responsible for his actions with the firearm. They take that responsibility, and that's nothing that anybody's brought up. Okay, so you had a felon that had a firearm and is not supposed to have a firearm because he has a conviction for assault and battery involving a firearm, so he can't own a firearm legally. But he had a firearm, but nobody seems to give a shit. One of them was diddling little children. Nobody gives a shit. The other one that had the skateboard and he beat up his wife. I think it was him. It was only that or the one that stomped him. I can't remember. So many times they've gone back and forth, and both sides have sat there and said the guy stomping him is the one he shot, and the guy with the skateboard's the one he shot. And anyhow, the other one that he shot was convicted, was it 3 or 4 times of domestic abuse? He beat up his girlfriend and I believe one of them was a wife. And you're like, well, that's not important. And see, here's the detraction that they've programmed you to do. 5 years ago, you would have said any good pedophile is a dead pedophile. You would have said that anybody that beats their wife should get beaten. Anybody does these things, you would have said this. But now you're sitting here saying they're heroes because it exposed a white supremacist. Okay, first of all, let's get something perfectly clear. This labeling bullshit that's going on in the world, okay, it's abuse. It's a form of abuse. And also, here's another thing. And I mean, because quite frankly, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. I think in the last month, I've been called everything under the sun. I've been, I just don't give a shit about you calling me names. I don't care. But I was taught by my history teacher that the moment that somebody has to revert to name calling in an argument, you've lost the argument. Labeling is another form of name calling. It's kind of like that. I told them to go screw themselves without telling them to go screw themselves. It's a psychological tactic, and it's still name calling. So if I turn around and call you a white supremacist, I'm name calling you. Okay. If I call, so if you revert to that, you're name calling, which means you've automatically lost the argument. So, and that's what this is. And this is coming from the bunch that says we all need to be tolerant, and they're the most intolerant assholes on the planet. Period. But like I said, the hypocrisy is real in this. It's insanely real. I do all my research and I come up with my own opinion, but yet you're quoting verbatim crap that CNN, MSNBC, and that bunch says. Almost verbatim. You literally had Black Lives Matter sit there and call the 3 that got shot by Kyle Rittenhouse the brothers of a different skin color, and that they're heroes. A pedophile, a spouse abuser, and, the other one's aggravated assault with a weapon and burglary and everything else. So it's standard SOP for Antifa people, because guess what? Ghost Cruz was a card-carrying member of Antifa. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Antifa is not real. It's a myth, even though they're real. Okay. So all this crap that I'm saying now is going, well, if you think that these people didn't get justice and I can't even, well, then don't. Real simple, don't. Okay. It's easy. Just don't. I don't even know why people post that. If you say this and I just can't even. Why? Why do you even post that? Because you want somebody to. So when you say you can't even, then you're being a hypocrite because you actually want them to. And that's the reason why you're doing it, is to draw them out, to make them make a statement so you can then put them out there on blast. If you know you've got people on your Facebook feed that's going to respond that way, why do you even have them on your Facebook feed if you're not cool with it? Oh, because you're a fucking hypocrite. Period. It's real simple. You want them to, even though you say, I can't even deal with you. Yes, you can, because you posted it on purpose. That's why you don't see me posting, if you believe in this, I can't deal with you. Because I know a lot of my friends decide going, haha, okay, Rich, fine. And then they'll start commenting. So what point would it be for me to do that? So when you do it, all you're doing is, hey, I made a post that I want you to comment on, but I'm going to act like I'm not. It's called that. Thank you. That's being a hypocrite. When you say, I don't want people to comment, but I want people to comment. Really? Some of y'all really need to look at the psychological terminology you guys are throwing around like it's just easy shit, and start realizing that you're just as guilty of the crap you're throwing around. Seriously. It's ridiculous, some of the stuff that I'm watching getting said around here. By the way, David, any point if you want to chime the hell in, please, by all means. But it's actually ridiculous. All of this. Look, here's your deal. People have PTSD. It's real. It's legitimate. Okay. But stop using it as a weapon in an argument. And then turn around and say that somebody else that has it is not the same. That's the other thing I'm seeing is Kyle got upset on the stand and everybody's like, oh, some fake ass PTSD. I have PTSD. I know how to recognize it. Really? You're a psychologist. You have a PhD in psychology. You can specifically diagnose what type of PTSD he has or claim or is acting like he doesn't have. Wow. That's a good one. I have PTSD. I don't try to identify anybody's or I don't try to diagnose anyone's PTSD. Okay, I really don't. So because that's just absolutely asinine of me to do that, and I don't have a PhD in psychology, so I couldn't make that determination. Okay, or psychiatry, psychiatry actually, I believe, is the one that would cover that. Not 100% up to speed on that either, so that's another reason why I can't sit there and make that inclination. Okay, but let me tell you this, okay? A lot of you that are making these comments, I'm not going to say all of you because I don't 100% know the backgrounds of all of you, but all the ones making fun of Rittenhouse's being upset on the stand. Have y'all ever shot anybody? Well, this is just an honest question. Have you shot and killed somebody? Do you know what happens to the human psyche unless you're just a absolute serial killer? Do you know what happens to the standard human psyche when they have to take another life? It's a whole different experience. Things in your head change. See, they equivalent to why kids think that, why they okay, so let me try to level this out a little bit. Remember when we're kids and everybody said that cartoons were horrible because they show death, but then it doesn't really cover death, okay? Because then the cartoon character comes back to life and reality's not a cartoon character. Well, until you actually have to be face to face with death, you don't have a real grasp. And then when that death is caused by you, it's a whole nother level. People say, I've been around death all the time. If I had to shoot somebody, it wouldn't bother me. It's because you've never shot somebody. You've never had to defend yourself to do that. It's different. It's totally a different world. So when I see these people putting up these pictures of Kyle crying and making fun of him, let me explain something to you. When you have to go through that, it changes you, and every person reacts slightly different than the next. Now, there's no standard. That's the other problem we have is people applying a standard to reactions. There is no standard to that. These are also the same people that sit there and say, I have PTSD from an event in my life and don't make fun of me. In fact, one of my friends called out another person who put one of these pictures up, and that person has PTSD, and then they berated him for calling them out on putting up something where they were making fun of it. Regardless, they weren't backing up. Here's the other thing. He wasn't backing up the belief that Kyle was innocent. And in fact, he didn't believe that at all. What his problem was is people making fun of somebody exhibiting signs of PTSD, and he has PTSD, and he said that wasn't fair. He got berated by people, and one of the people who berated him sat there and justified their reason for berating him was they have real PTSD. In fact, they have CPSD, which is complicated post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. They berated him for stating he didn't like the post because as a person with PTSD, he didn't think that it was fair that somebody was making fun of someone exhibiting the signs of PTSD. And then they justified their berating by stating they have PTSD. Do you guys realize the level of insanity now that's going on? Somebody says that, hey, this isn't right. Not saying that I agree with what they did, but that's not right for you to do that because people can legitimately have it. And then they turn around and go, well, you're backing them up and you're a closet white supremacist, blah, 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 blah. I know, I have PTSD. What? What? Are we for real? That's what we've resulted to in this country. This is how every day that I see Facebook and Twitter and I lose more and more faith with this country as a whole. I really starting to think that the civil war is going to happen anyway because stupidity is going to hit such an all-time high that the only way to bring it back is through violence. And I really don't want that. Okay, I don't want to see that at all. I hate the even notion or idea that could be a possibility. A wise man once said, well, y'all will tell me it's not wise, but whatever. Let's hope that war stays so. What is it? War be so horrible that we shall never grow fond of it. I don't want war. I really don't. But my God, just the absolute stupidity. And the worst part is when you tell people, well, a couple of years ago you said this, so how is it different now? They tell you that they'll justify it by any weird ass strange means humanly possible. I don't understand it. It's like, how can you go back and justify hypocrisy and then call other people hypocrites? How can you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Here's another one of hypocrisy for you that's on a much bigger level. AOC having the nerve to call out somebody for depictions or statements that could be considered violent or threatening against her. The Democrats complaining that a Republican made a statement or shared an item that was edited in a way to show violence against them. Really? Really? It's absolutely wrong for that to happen, but yet y'all did that for the 45th president of the United States of America. Regardless if you like the 45th president of the United States. Regardless. Y'all did that. One of your own congresswomen called for violence against other congressmen and women and called for violence against people who supported them. That would be Maxine Waters. And nobody in your group called her out on it, but you're willing to call them out on it. And the Republicans are just as bad. So I don't want anybody to try to get on here and go, yeah, Democrats are all horrible. They're all a bunch of hypocrites and everything else. And the Republicans do the same thing. So don't even. But that right there, and I had to sit there and watch this, and they brought a vote to censure one of that member of Congress. And they, instead of trying to figure out and fix the shit show that is the United States of America right now, thank you, Biden. Thank you for this. Instead, we are going to take an entire day wasting the taxpayers' money discussing how AOC's feelings were hurt and she felt threatened. Oh, and she brought up the whole she was in danger for her life in the Capitol during January 6th when she wasn't even there, and it's been proven that she wasn't. But she brought that up again. I'm going to repeat something that somebody I heard the other day that describes January 6th pretty freaking well. If January 6th was an insurrection, it was the most poorly, horrific insurrection ever created. And in fact, the only person that was actually shot and killed in the entire insurrection was a person that was a part of the group that came into the Capitol. It wasn't anybody trying to stop it. It's the hypocrisy is getting so bad, and I'm getting to the point anymore that I just turn around and go, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. I personally don't care if people name call me, but I'm pretty sure at some point I'm probably going to get kicked off of Facebook. It's probably going to be the end of me. I don't know. But it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, it is going, and once again, don't try to tell me that you're doing research and coming up with these opinions on your own, because you're not. If I sat here and tried to tell you that you can get your opinions and base your arguments off of the things that I said, I call you an idiot. I have opinions too. Okay? When I'm doing a legitimate show, like right now, Coffee with Rich is straight opinion. Okay? It's straight opinion. You could take it for what you want. But when I'm trying to do a show, I try to at least present you the news that's out there, and then I give you my opinion on it. I don't tell you that what I discuss after I tell you what the news story is 100%, all truth and no opinion listed in it. I don't do that at all. That's stupidity. And anybody who sits with a microphone in front of them or a camera pointed in front of them tries to tell you that they're 100% non-biased, blah, 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 is a load of crap. Okay. And then you go to, this website's neutral. No, it's not. All you have to do is dig through the website and find out where they get their money from. They get it from just advertisers that pay to have space on their website. Yeah, and look at who the advertisers support. You could control who's on your website. No, it's just the way that they, like how they found out how BLM was getting supported by the left and how they were dumping money into the left. You just got to dig and you'll find that information. But most people have the attention span of a gnat. So they're not going to dig. They're not going to look. And then when you say it, they go, I didn't see that. That's because you didn't look. Period. I know. I got a 30-minute video. At some point, YouTube's going to put some commercial on my page later on. I have no control over. My luck, it'll end up being something about supporting HR, whatever it is that's for the Build Back Better program, and that just irritate the shit out of me. But whatever. YouTube's way of getting back at me. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've ran my mouth long enough, and guess what? The coffee's done. No more left in here, which means this show is over. I was talking about earlier, update on the main show. I was talking about how I was thinking about getting started on putting together the Rich Wilson show live again and doing it on a regular basis, except the only problem is I'm having surgery on the 9th. My office is upstairs, and I'm having my knee rebuilt, so I will not be able to do that, and it sucks. I really was looking forward to getting into that, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It's going to be delayed quite a bit, but it will come back unless I get banned from using the internet, which that could happen. You never know. That could happen. But folks, I'll leave you with this. Stay safe out there. But you know what you need to focus on out there? Don't focus on the world. Focus on the 30 feet that surround you and what you bring into that 30 feet around you. That makes the difference. Stop focusing on outside of that. And I know, guess what? Rich, you're... Uh-oh. No data. I think they turned me off. Oh, there it goes. Rich, that's being a hypocrite. You're complaining about all these things outside of your 30-foot bubble. Yeah, you're right. I told you I'd give you an example of it before it was over. That involved me. You just didn't hear me say that. Because I fitted in between. I pulled some in between the line stuff. Because that's what I do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. Hope you enjoy the show. I'll do what everybody else does, because why not? If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and click the like, and then hit the bell and turn on notifications. Trust me when I say this, you will not get an overwhelming amount of announcements on your device that I'm going live. I'm not like other people where I do like 5 or 6 lives a day. You get one like a month. Maybe. You'll forget that you hit the notification button. But yeah, if you hit subscribe, hit notification, it'll tell you anytime I'm live. Hit like, share the video. Do what you got to do. But anyway, folks, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. We'll catch you later. Hey, look, somebody came back to watch for a second and I'm leaving. I really shouldn't have the analytics up while I'm doing the show. I really shouldn't. Because it's distracting. It's horribly distracting. So whoever you are, the viewer out there, I don't know if it's Dave's back, Super Dave is back on again, or not. I don't know. But hey, whoever you are, thanks for watching. I hope I was at least somewhat entertaining to your day. It's like I said on the post on my Facebook page the other day, as long as I made a few people smile along the way, and when I check out of this world, the fact that I made somebody smile somewhere made it all worth it. Folks, everybody here at the room filled with dirty laundry, the Rich Wilson Show, we'll catch you later. All right? Have yourselves a wonderful day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which doesn't leave you much room for error, and we'll catch you later. All right? We'll see you later. Bye.